I was really liking my curls today, and then the humidity in Melbourne has just kind of attacked them, and I haven't even gone outside. That's how humid it gets here. But hi, I'm Ash, and welcome to another one of my videos from me. Thank you for watching, and today we're going to do another story time. I want to just give like a little bit of a trigger warning. I'm not too sure what sort of trigger warning, but this is a creepy story time about an old neighbour of mine that was very creepy and borderline stalkerish. So if you don't want to watch it, click away. If you don't want to watch it, welcome, and let's get into the story. How long this is going to be, I guess it's kind of a short story, but it went over a long time of my life. So for context, my mum lives in New Zealand, obviously, she's Kiwi, and I live in Melbourne, but I used to live with her in New Zealand, and she lived in a set of like townhouses, and she lived in the back one, and this creepy neighbour lived in the first one. I'm going to call him Arthur, so that I don't use his real name. And when I was at high school, what would happen is I would walk home from high school to mum's house. So this is like 2009, so a really long time ago. And I walk home and he'd just be outside kind of like pretending to do something, but it was more like he was waiting for me to get home from school. It was like 3:30 every day, and he always wanted to talk to me. And at like first I was like, okay, fine, seems nice enough. And then it just kept getting a bit weirder and weirder as we went on. Anyway, he'd be like waiting for me after school, and he'd always be like, hi Ashley, how are you? And then one day it started to get a bit weird because he started to call me Hayley, and I would always correct him. I'm like, no, my name's Ashley or Ash. And the reason that he started calling me Hayley was because he thought I looked like the opera singer Hayley Westerner. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. Maybe I can add in an image here or something if you don't know who she is. And I was like, okay, thanks, that's a bit weird. And he told me this, and I was like, oh, okay, bit creepy. But didn't really think anything of it, and then it just kept happening. Like he'd be like, hi Hayley, and I'm like, who's Hayley? Sort of thing. And then one day as I got a bit older, maybe I'm about 16 now, so 2011, I'd be walking home from school as normal. He'd be there every day, like waiting for me sort of thing. And then one day he's like, you should do modeling, and I'm like, thanks. And I'm just like, this is a bit weird. And at this point I start like telling my mum about it, and she's like, oh, he's harmless, don't worry about it. And so I didn't really worry too much about it. But after not worrying about it, I did have a guitar teacher who was teaching me guitar at the time, just a family friend, and he would walk down the driveway just to get to our house, usually in the evenings. And my parents are separated, they have been since I was little. And he stopped my guitar teacher and was like, are you Ashley's dad? And he said, no. I don't know what else went on in this conversation. And then my guitar teacher was like, what, why are you asking me that sort of thing, like in his mind. And then Arthur, the like creepy old guy, was like, oh, you should tell her she should do modeling. And then I think he might have said something else quite creepy and gross, which is weird for like a teenager sort of thing, or to say to someone who you think is a teenager's dad. Anyway, so my guitar teacher came and told mum what happened, and I was basically told to stay away from this guy, which I was already kind of trying to do, but it was unavoidable because like I had to go past his house to get to my house, which is really annoying. So anyway, there was like years of that happening, and then not much happened. It got to maybe the end of 2011 or the start of 2012 when I'm starting to get like growing maturity, all of that jazz is whatever teenagers go through. It was a long time ago. This is the one that really got me. At the back of these sets of houses, there's a gate, and usually there's no lock on the gate, so you can just like walk in as you please. And we didn't really think to put a lock on it because we didn't have anything weird happen prior to this really. And so the gate goes to the backyard, and then there's a sliding door, like a ranch slider, out to the backyard as well. And one day I just left the sliding door open because I was kind of naive. And I went to have a shower in the bathroom, and I got out of the shower and I just had my like towel, and I heard the gate go. And for context, I was home alone. Mum wasn't home at this time, and it was like the middle of the day and maybe like 2 o'clock. So I waited just a split second, and then I went into my bedroom, which could see down the driveway, and I just look out the window and I see Arthur walking back down the driveway. So I'm just like, was he in my house, in my backyard? And to this day I still don't know. And after this is when we put a lock on the gate. And then it sort of really stopped happening for a while. So nothing creepy happened for a few years, and we thought, oh, maybe he's moved, but he hadn't. He just didn't come out as much. I guess he was getting older, things like that. And then one day I was much older, like an adult at this point, and I just drove and parked my car on the street, and it happened to be outside his house. And he came up to me and went, oh, is that your car, Ashley? And I said, yes. Which I don't know why I said that, because now he knows my number plate and what my car is, but he saw me get out of it, so you know. And I was like, yeah, it is. And he said, oh, you've done well for yourself. And I mean, it was a tiny car, so thanks. And I just sort of like nodded my head and walked away. But yeah, lessons learned from this. I feel like it's okay to tell creepy people to F off. Well, that's my story of a creepy stalkerish neighbor that I had. I hope I'm not missing anything. If I think of anything, I'll let you know. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back again with some more videos and some more story times, and I'll see you next time. Bye!